John, the R4 thing, a lot of people are waking up to it.
Yes, I think it's. It's something we've been pushing for. Once, obviously, the S2000 category came out, Group N fell by the wayside a little bit and was a bit slow. So, the FIA agreed to bring out the R4 category and allowed us to make some changes, make the car a bit lighter, improve the suspension and the geometry, and it's going very well.
Is it fast enough to compete with the S2000s? Because I gather there have been some fairly competitive performances.
It's certainly they're getting there. I mean, we've done about 1,000 kilometres of testing now with it, and the pace of our car against, for instance, Tanak in a S2000 Fiesta.
Well, he doesn't hang about.
Exactly, and the last event we beat him on quite a few stages. So. The testing's going quite good.
And it's very important, isn't it, for manufacturers like Mitsubishi and Subaru, of course, the great rivals, to have a category which they can still compete and be seen to be competing well against the other brands.
Yeah, I think it's important. And I think if you look at how many Group N customers there are as well with Subarus and Mitsubishis, it's good to give them something else to develop their speed, without actually spending huge amounts of cash, and that's the other important thing about the R4 car. It's not really an expensive modification.
Does the FIA see it as a rival to the S2000s, or are they in fact a bit embarrassed by its success so far?
I'm not sure, really.
I'll ask John Todd when I next see him, but
yeah, maybe. I mean, at the moment, maybe I think what they've done is they're thinking it wouldn't be on the pace of S2000, but as we've seen, we're getting there. Certainly on gravel, we're there, I think.
If you were allowed a little bit more power, or a slightly bigger restrictor, if that's not a contradiction in terms, would that make all the difference?
I think certainly. I think if we were on a 34 restrictor, I think we'd have the advantage.
And that would be very, very interesting indeed, because that would enable these two great rally brands to mix it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we intend to be mixing it anyway. Certainly with what we've seen from the testing. That I think when we come to do something like hopefully GB Rally, we'll show the pace of the Evo 10 as it is now.
Is it really for gentlemen racers, or is there going to get to a stage where you can make a route into the big time through R4?
I would say, I mean, we've done a lot of testing at the moment with Jari Ketema, and he's a top driver. He's certainly on the pace, and he's quite excited by it as well. So, I think we'll see what happens with the rest of the testing, but it's going in the right direction for us anyway. And
the good news about it is, as I said at the very beginning, is it does bring the big red thing, the big blue thing into fighting very much in the public eye again. And, it has been rather sad to see these brands drop out of the WRC proper.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, both Mitsubishi and Subaru have got a good following of people and a lot of customers as well. So I think it's quite nice to see it back up at the top again. Yeah.
What events are you going to be doing between now and the end of the year?
Well, we've got actually quite a lot of events, but a lot of it's testing for us. So between now and the next 5 or 6 weeks, we've got something like 7 rallies and 2 tests all over the place. Slovakia, Germany, Latvia, Holland, Barbados.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we're doing as many as we can and getting as much kilometres under our belt as we can, really, with the car. So, yeah.
Looking good for 2012.
Certainly is at the moment, yes.